Welcome everybody to Star Wars Month! And look, I'm finally doing another discussion video again! Yay!
Oh yeah.
So today, being Star Wars Month, we're going to discuss a franchise we all loved, or used to love, and we're going to discuss our top picks for the angriest people in the galaxy, the Sith, the dark side of the Force, the emo side of the Force, the ever so slightly miffed side of the Force. Now, today with me, I have a bunch of good friends, pre-debut Vtuber Aurora Fortuna.
Hello!
Longtime friend and mod, Big Red.
How's it going, everybody?
And voice actor David J.G. Doyle.
Yeah.
Now,
Had to go over the top with that, didn't you?
I couldn't resist. That. Now, a little disclaimer: we aren't. None of us are really fans of Disney's take on Star Wars, so this will most likely be all legends. Just how we are. It's what we like.
AKA the true canon.
AKA the good shit.
Some of that good shit.
Now this is going to be a top 5.
Very deep beneath layers of crap.
It's going to be a top 5s, and I'm going to get started with me. So I'm going to start with someone who is way too angry to die, Darth Sion.
Oh.
Oh, I don't have him on my list.
He's from the Sith Triumvirate from, which one is it? Why am I forgetting the name?
Knights of the Old Republic too.
Knights of the Old Republic 2. He is a guy who died and was literally so angry, he got back up and killed the guy who killed him.
Nice.
This guy looks, his body has been fucking wrecked because he's just purely fueled on pure being pissed off. Look, if you see this guy, yeah, he's scary. So because of this, he's an angry bastard who you fight, and he's basically, to me, one of the purest form of just rage for the Sith. Yeah, so Darth Sion majorly fucked up. He's given everything to the dark side to stay alive by being purely angry, and yeah, he finally gets put away by you being nice to him and finally convincing him, dude, maybe you should take a fucking chill pill?
Is he the guy who, like, keeps practically resurrecting himself through pain and anger?
Yeah.
And that, like, you just kind of convince him to just be like, dude, relax.
Okay, dude.
You don't need to be angry all the time. It'll stop hurting if you just calm down.
Okay, dude, settle the fuck down.
His name has crossed my desk.
Yeah, so yeah, Darth Sion, he only got one game, but for me, he just really stood out by being basically the closest thing a Sith has ever got to being purely immortal. I mean, I think he's even beaten out Plagueis in that matter of just being fucking unkillable.
Yeah, pretty much. And you know what else?
Yeah. What else?
And he's Kiwi. Yeah, that's a very thick New Zealand accent he's got.
Huh. No wonder why he's in so much pain.
He's a Kiwi. And now I just want to see like fan art of him as like an actual Kiwi.
Kiwi Darth Sion.
For those who don't know, Kiwi is a term here for New Zealander.
Yeah.
I'm from America, so I don't know that.
Yeah.
I am the only one in this group from America right now.
I'm surrounded by Australians!
I'm surrounded by Aussies.
Yeah, so that's the Darth Sion. Memorable because he kind of just accomplished exactly what seemingly a lot of Sith want to do, and he accomplished it through a really fucking painful way. And it kind of shows you where their end goals lie in the end. Pain and anger. And he lives off this shit, literally. Anyway,
Yeah.
next up,
Angriest person alive.
what's your number 5? David J.G. Doyle.
Well, DarkTech. I'm actually going slightly the opposite way. It's still Knights of the Old Republic, but this is from the first one. Darth Malak.
Ooh.
Oh yeah, Darth Malak.
Oh, yeah.
Now, I like him because I love how, I can't remember who said it, but he said, if you want to do an homage / rehash of the original trilogy done right, it's Knights of the Old Republic 1, because you have a guy who uses a speaking apparatus in some way. You have you have to rescue a woman from a dark evil empire.
Yeah.
And then there's a great twist at the end. But I love Malak because while he's not the most interesting Sith Lord, but even then he still has some interesting lines. What's interesting was his connection to Revan.
Oh, yeah.
How all that came to be. Which led to one of the greatest, if not the greatest twist in all of gaming. Which, to those who haven't played the game, I won't dare spoil it for you, but
Yeah,
it's
probably
still
not a
true.
good idea, but it's great. Play KOTOR.
Play
Oh,
KOTOR.
it is.
Play.
If the Darth Vader twist made you question your morality, this one will make you question reality.
Yeah.
I
Also,
love it that much.
Mela kind of just decided, yo, this is taking too long, dude. What are we gonna do with this planet? We're gonna fucking nuke it.
He was like, I don't know what to do with this planet. I mean, there's not really much resources on this shit.
No, it's just like, this is taking too long. Clusterfucker, I'm going home.
Kids, pack up your things, we're going home.
When you glass a planet before the elites do.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
And that actually was a bit of a freaky scene, seeing those Star Destroyers, or whatever the hell those things are called. I still call them Star Destroyers. Were just destroying a planet, and you just see buildings destroy slowly.
I would
He
actually,
was oddly tactful about it.
yeah, I'll actually I would actually say it was actually probably more terrifying than. I don't mind spoiling stuff from the movies. If you haven't seen them yet, what the hell are you doing? I actually thought it was more freaky than when Alderaan got fucking detonated.
Yeah, because you just see the buildings fall, and you just don't know if there are any survivors.
And add to that, you get to return to it in the Old Republic as well, so you can actually see the aftermath that years and years later, you know?
And it is so poignant.
Yeah, so that was a pretty memorable thing for me, and yeah, I can see Malak being there.
I was tempted to put him on my list, but I was like, I got better ones on my list.
Speaking of your list, you were gonna say, Ray?
I was gonna say, just to clarify to the people at home, I don't have much to add to these lists, so I won't be listing anything.
Meh, that's alright.
Yep,
Yeah.
it's alright. Red's not as much on the Jedi and
Like,
Sith. He's more for the war machines.
yes, the spaceships.
He's here for the dogfights, not the politics.
The dogfights or the I march giant walker up to your generator and go boop.
We did that on the first stuff in Battlefront, when we were trying that out. That was so fun.
Yeah, and yeah, now what's your number 5, Aura?
I have Darth Nihilus on my number 5.
Yes.
We gotta love Darth Nihilus, who is basically the ultimate personification of losing oneself to the dark side. And I really think Darth Nihilus would be great to add back to the new canon because he's terrifying.
Oh, he is. And that ancient Sith language that he speaks with. I'm listening to that going,
You're like, and I'm not sleeping for 3 days. Please don't summon a demon into my room. I know you're a vampiric Sith. Please.
Please stop scaring me. I don't want. He's also got a hell of an appetite.
He's got pretty cool fucking armor and mask, okay?
oh yeah.
Yeah, he's terrifying.
I think he's got one of the best silhouettes out of all the Sith, in my opinion.
Oh yeah.
Even Palpatine he beats, just because he's basically got the Palpatine, silhouette, but that mask adds to it, in my opinion.
It really
Oh,
does.
while at the same time he's the same height as Darth Vader, a mighty 6'8".
Yeah.
It's just, he's terrifying. I mean, people say that he doesn't have much of a character. It's like, he doesn't need it.
He doesn't need it. All he needs is to be terrifying.
I'm the hunger of the Sith.
He is a life force devouring shadow mass he was turned into by surviving the activation of a super weapon.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
he doesn't have to have much of a personality. He is basically a Nazgul, but in Star Wars.
Oh, that's actually cool. I've actually never thought of that.
Yeah, that actually is the best way to describe him. And now I want to hear Andy Serkis do him instead of Snark.
Ooh.
Yeah.
All right.
All right.
Yeah, I thought I had to add Darth Nihilus.
Yeah.
Now that's interesting. Our number 5s all came from the Old Republic in some way.
Hey, the Old Republic was made by BioWare when it was awesome. What do you expect?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
No offense to BioWare, but all offense to EA for just treating them like shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the company for running all of the artists ragged.
Yeah. Don't overwork your artists, please.
Never.
Yes, please.
BioWare is well known for their BioWare magic, also known as crunch times.
That is one of the
That's
biggest
literally
problems.
the term they call it, BioWare magic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's dumb.
I remember. Oh, I won't delve too deep into it.
Nah, we don't want it. This isn't a BioWare chat.
Yeah,
This isn't a BioWare
yeah.
Alright.
But still, we love old BioWare.
Yes.
And they know that. And but yeah, crunch times. It still amazes me that Knights of the Old Republic 2 was a rush job.
I know.
And somehow one of their best games. Like, it's the Halo 2 effect.
Basically. Though I have to say Halo 2 is my favorite. I just like the Arbiter.
Oh, Arbiter's amazing.
But this isn't a Halo talk. We can do that another time.
Yeah.
Alright, well.
Now it's on to our 4 range.
Alright, 4. I have, Count Dooku, played by National Treasure, Christopher Lee. Or International Treasure Christopher Lee. Look, I think Dooku is really, of course, carried by Lee's performance, but I still just love how Dooku is, and then they built off Lee's performance and they made him so much more in the Clone Wars.
Yeah.
I've always...
He was brilliant.
I do...
Christopher Lee was amazing in that role.
Christopher Lee was amazing in
perhaps
practically
my favorite
anything.
Sith character in the... It's not exactly... I can't remember the name of that particular timeline now. Wow. I'm a Star Wars fan, I can't even get that right. That makes me a sad panda.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
But yeah, of that time period, he was one of the best because I love the way he was introduced. You didn't know if he was actually the good guy, if he was actually good or evil or somewhere in between. Until he whipped out that red lightsaber.
And
then,
you're like, God damn it.
But here's the thing about why Lee's performance helped. Even in the movie, even though he's meant to be the bad guy, I think Lee manages to play a conflicted bad guy for a fair while. Until the Battle of Geonosis happens. And that's really good.
Sir Christopher Lee, you give him nothing, he'll give you gold.
I've even seen him in some shit movies, and he's actually still done a good job.
That's actually advice he gives to his actors. Never be bad in anything, especially when things around you are bad.
Also, can I just say, I just love the way Dooku fights. Even compared to his master, he carries himself in such an elegant way. Even the way he shoots lightning is fucking elegant, you know?
Yeah.
An
homage to Sir Christopher Lee's fencing days, I believe.
Oh yeah, it was...
Oh yeah.
And
yeah.
I think a lot of people were really intrigued by what... Because you see Anakin fight, you see Obi-Wan fight, and while they do fight differently, they do have a lot of similarities, but when you watch Dooku fight, he just comes across as a lot more different. The footwork is gorgeous. Of course, then he fights Yoda, who's like the exact opposite, and he's kind of a blur of what the fuck are you doing? Why are you flipping everywhere?
And just screaming constantly, going, "Ah!"
No bad thing on Yoda. Yoda's a short guy. He has to be like that. But yeah, when we saw Dooku go, Dooku got to be a lot more dangerous, but also more interesting in the Clone Wars. I even like one of my favorite episodes is where he turned up in where he actually ended up teaming up briefly with I think it was Obi-Wan and Anakin. Yeah, they teamed up to get out, and I do like the end thing when Obi-Wan says a snide remark about that. Remember that?
Yeah.
Wait, you're leaving us alone? Oh, we have no quarrel with you. Oh, but Dooku does, and he knows where you live.
I love that moment.
Yeah, so Dooku gets in there because of Christopher Lee's amazing performance, also just because I don't think there's any Jedi I know who fight anything like Dooku.
No.
Not to mention that somehow he was very three-dimensional.
Yeah. I thought it was interesting how he was kind of like Qui-Gon, but fell a bit short and went dark.
Well, here's the thing about Qui-Gon, now that you bring it up. He trained Qui-Gon. Qui-Gon was one of his apprentices.
Yeah. But Qui-Gon
Could be similar in some ways.
So to me, Qui-Gon is kind of... He got to where Dooku ultimately failed, though Dooku did try.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And what's interesting, Dooku, again, like a lot of Sith, wasn't always evil. But he lost faith with the Jedi.
Yeah.
And then...
I mean, how couldn't you?
And then the corruption of politics.
Yeah.
Yeah, anyway, that's my number 4. What is yours, David?
Get ready to look at me weird. Darth Bane.
Oh, he's on my list too.
Hey.
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 But again, he was a very well fleshed out character, and you could understand why he was doing what he was doing. But he was the reason why the start of the Sith becoming incredibly powerful and dangerous, was because he was the one who brought him the rule of two. One who holds the power and the other who craves it. And since then, the Sith have been incredibly dangerous. I mean,
ironically, he also broke the rule of 2.
Yeah, that's what kind of makes it funny. But because of that, that's how the Sith were able to become really damn strong. Because sure, you had impressive number of Sith back in the Old Republic days. But when Darth Bane brought that in, that's when the Sith became this mighty, powerful, secret force of nature.
Yeah.
It was just... He's the reason why, because of all that.
He's the reason why the strongest survive, basically, because the rule of 2 is that you have one Sith master and one Sith apprentice, and for the apprentice to become the master, they have to kill their own master.
Yeah.
Yeah.
As such, it increased the strength of the Sith simply because the apprentices were getting stronger than their masters, who they then took on stronger apprentices.
Yeah.
And then
they're
able...
it's basically the laws of survival.
Yes.
Only the strongest will survive.
Only the strongest will survive.
Lead you to heaven when we die.
I just couldn't resist.
Yeah, no, I wonder if there's got to be a Star Wars A&V to that.
Oh, probably.
Oh, I wouldn't be surprised.
And if not, I'm sure somebody will make it eventually.
Has to be done, guys. If anyone's good at that in the audience, do so, please.
Yeah.
But now then, that's my number 4. What about yours, Medea?
Well, I might have to find somebody new because Darth Bane was on my list already.
No, that's okay. That's okay. Say your reasons why.
But my reasons were basically the same. However, I think that it was impressive that how strong Bane was, because he was strong enough to resist just any kind of force power with relative ease, even Skir Khan and their legendary mind tricks. But he was also capable of deceiving and tricking anyone without even training.
Yeah.
He could even detect and destroy poisons in his body, which allowed him to resist assassination many times.
Jesus.
And the only reason that his apprentice managed to kill him was because he was already in bad shape from another duel.
Yeah.
And that he was already wounded, so his apprentice was able to get the better of him simply because of that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, it is pretty good.
Yeah.
Like,
Oh yeah, he's almost as hard to kill as Scion is.
Yeah.
I mean, I think Scion hits the category of man, you're hard to kill, but yeah, Bane's pretty close.
Yeah.
he's harder to kill than Darth Plagueis the Wise.
Actually, Darth Plagueis are pretty fucking easy to kill. Let's be honest.
No, yeah, let's be honest.
Yeah.
Why do you
If I was
think
in the list,
Darth Plagueis isn't on my list?
I mean, come on, Red. Have you ever heard the tale of Darth Plagueis the Wise?
Well, enough to check his drink.
Someday he died in his sleep.
And then his apprentice kicked him in his sleep.
Kicked him in the nuts while he slept.
Alright. So, shall we go to number 3?
Number 3.
Yeah.
I don't see why not.
Now, most of you may not.
Number three, my lord.
Number 3, my lord.
Number 3, my lord.
Now, this one, I don't know how many of you will know this guy. Jarek,
Not on my list.
also known as Inquisitor Jarek.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, he
sure.
would count, wouldn't he?
He appears in Dark Forces 2, primarily. He also has a few books on him. He's like the main rival of Kyle Katarn, a Jedi who I love a lot. This guy is a sadistic bastard who also schemed against Palpatine. The fact that he was one of the toughest Sith under Palpatine, but was an Inquisitor, so he's a scheming little cunt. Oh, do you guys want to know who was his original master? It might surprise you.
I know this, but guys, just let it out, man, because it's too good.
Jarek's master was Jocasta Nu, the library keeper from the Jedi Temple.
Huh.
If it doesn't appear in our records, it doesn't exist.
I think I remember I think I saw one of the Darth Vader comics that actually...
Oh, Jarek's not in that canon stuff, so...
Which sucks, because... Oh, man,
The Disney basically being like, if it doesn't exist in our library.
So removing Katarn's story was the biggest sin Disney ever committed to me.
Well, Catan and Mara Jade, but that's for another time.
Yeah. So yeah, Jarek had an interesting upbringing. He again got back to Coruscant. Naturally, got noticed. Oh shit! Everyone is dead, and then got turned to the dark side from there. And over time became a horribly sadistic bastard. Did some pretty nasty things. The one that stands out the most is he killed Kyle Katarn's father in a pretty damn sadistic way. So he put a drug in him, so he felt the torture more heavily than normal.
Oh my god.
And when Kyle Katarn's father decided, I'm going to try spit in his face, he's like, well, fuck this then. Then he decapitated him. And then he impaled that decapitated head on a spike outside Katarn's house.
Oh.
That sounds like something the Sith would do.
But surprisingly, little of them do actually do that kind of type of shit. But that was so
I
visceral.
think they would.
Yeah.
But I guess not everybody can handle torture when they can just cut limbs off with a lightsaber.
Jarek also seems to have a habit of driving people mad. A bunch of his apprentices are people who he's driven mad. He's got an insane Twi'lek sidekick, basically.
Yeah, Bok.
Doesn't Bok wield like ton for lightsabers?
No, he fights with 2 lightsabers. 2 purple ones. And he's freaky because he's basically he's the jester of the group. But he's also in the same rank as Saris. In terms of power and ability, just woof.
And he also Sith spawned a freaking Gamorrean guard into Thok. Also, do you guys remember Salacious B from actually, it's a constellation B. I forget his name exactly. The freaking
that little thing that laughed.
Yeah, the laughing monkey from Jabba.
Oh,
yeah, Jarek has one of those too, except it's force corrupted and uses a fucking little lightsaber.
That's right.
So Jarek has this history of just, I'm going to make everyone insane around me, and the fact that he's probably done it even more than Palpatine is pretty nuts.
No.
Yeah.
Almost all of his apprentices are bloody insane or deceived.
I'm gonna be honest, Palpatine liked the intrigue more than making people crazy, so...
Yeah, he tried to
He could manipulate people, he was gonna do it. But Derek's like, if I can make a person insane and make them follow me, I think that's a good plan.
Yeah, so Jarek also, this is just a personal thing. Jarek stands out to me a bit more because he was my first Sith Lord I really handled in any of the Star Wars video games, because Dark Forces was one of my first Star Wars games, so...
Oh, yeah.
You know, seeing this guy and being like, oh, who the fuck is that? Oh, he kind of killed my dad, and then in this intro, he just fucking tore... The way he kills the Jedi is kind of mean. So he meets another Jedi, and he just, like, freezes them in place, and then he's just like, now you're going to stand here, and you're gonna die.
Yeah, that's right. He did that to Kuran. Made him stand there and then took off his head. Yeah, he really likes to take people's heads off.
He loves decapitations. Yeah, so...
with his head.
So Jarek was really memorable despite never appearing in any of in the movies or anything. I thought he really stood out.
I think he'd be a little bit too intense for the movies.
Well, yeah, decapitate and impale your father's head is pretty fucking intense.
Also, like, torture and that kind of stuff, like...
Yeah. But Jarek sure was memorable.
Oh, he was. One of the
He's memorable
best.
for some of the scariest reasons.
And also portrayed by the very underrated and underutilized Christopher Neame, who actually came back in the old Republic to voice a fair few characters, including a couple of Darths.
Yeah, fun fact, Dark Forces 2, if you haven't played it, actually uses full FMV for its cutscenes.
Nice.
It's pretty fun. Anyway.
Yeah, there were a lot of games that did that back in the day, but big shock. The Star Wars games, along with Star Commander, a lot of games with the word star in it for some reason did it right.
Because star. Be a star.
Although there was Starlancer.
Yeah, it's Starlancer. Let's need to use it. Anyway, I think we'll move on now to David G. Doyle, because I've already...
don't hurt yourself.
Go do, Wacky, or might break your vocals.
Because, yeah, I've talked about Jarek for long enough. I like Jarek, so yeah.
Well, so do I. And he ties for 6th place with mine, on my list, by the way, with Darth Crate. But as for my number 3, it's Darth Maul. Especially thanks to the Clone Wars.
Another one that matches.
Okay,
no, really?
Yeah.
What? 1 second.
Maul's my number 3.
1 second. I have to do this. It's necessary.
What's necessary?
Kenobi!
I don't think that was necessary.
It is necessary.
That was one of the most amazing yells of rage I've ever heard in my life.
Yeah. Did you see the voice actor do it as well? There's actually a behind the scenes of him doing it, and you fucking see his muscles and his throat tense up and everything while he screams it. It's amazing.
Sam Witwer was the most amazing casting choice for Maul I've ever seen in my life.
It was perfect.
Yeah.
Well, Maul was it.
And he...
Perfect.
Peter Seraphonowicz, I have no idea how to pronounce his last name, I butchered it, I'm so sorry. But that man's been around the block. Like, he was in that guy who did the voice of Maul, he was in Guardians of the Galaxy. I can't believe I'm taking orders from a hamster. And Sing as like a realist dad. Yeah, he's a great comedian. He only did Maul for like 3 months or something.
I'll give Maul something. I'll give Maul a lot of props for what they did with him in Clone Wars and then Rebels later on. But that's the thing. Originally, I think Maul got popular off his appearance and his lightsaber. Really,
I'm gonna be honest. Cybrog are cool.
So he looked awesome, and he had the intimidation appearance and an interesting lightsaber down pat. But in my opinion, he didn't really have enough personality to really register on my radar as well. But when they did Clone Wars, oh my god, they made him incredible.
In Clone Wars, they just turned him into a Shakespearean tragic villain. It was so good.
Oh my god, his rivalry with Obi-Wan. nuts. Absolutely nuts.
It was.
Yeah.
I'm so pissed they canceled the video game.
Oh yeah, I wanted to play as Darth Maul in the video game.
Pissed. Darth Maul as the main protagonist for a video game? Please.
Yeah.
Also,
I mean,
If I had the money.
also,
it's almost similar to what happened to Star Wars 3737, or whatever the title was. That you could play as a young Boba Fett going through things of Coruscant.
Yeah, I'm good. So I agree with you. Maul is very damn good because of that, and also because he appears a lot in animations. They actually do a lot of really interesting through lines through his lightsaber duels alone.
Yeah.
If you haven't seen it, I do recommend watching it. But his last fight with Obi-Wan is amazing.
It was. Didn't need to last long, and it was just so perfectly done.
Yeah.
And their
Also,
last encounter was
can I just
great.
say, Duel of Fates playing while the fight was going on in episode 1. The
Best
duel.
battle music in all history.
Oh, it was beautiful.
Yeah.
Which brings me, why is your number 3?
My number 3 was also Darth Maul.
Anything you want to add, Aura, for your personal touch?
I absolutely loved that he survived getting cut in half through rage alone and manifesting spider legs.
I was gonna say he came back with spider legs.
Yeah, he came back with spider legs. And basically survived off of eating rats until he was strong enough to leave the sewers.
Well, yeah.
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 Like
He was like.
and then like
Yeah.
he ended up like going with his brother and like just causing shit trying to lure Obi-Wan out by slaughtering innocents. Like
Yeah.
just so that he could fight and get revenge on Obi-Wan. Like
I mean, the first 2 seasons of Clone Wars was alright, and then the 3rd season. But then I got into it when I saw that trailer, and they just simply said, "He's back," and I'm like, "Wait, what?" And then they showed Darth Maul, and he was being
Like-
voiced by Sam Witwer, who, for Star Wars fans, was still rather fresh from Force Unleashed.
yeah.
Yeah.
Like, oh yes.
Darth Maul.
Slaughter of the innocent.
Yeah, so good.
Darth Maul's actually like if you go into Darth Maul's character farther than like episode 1, he's pretty badass, gonna be honest.
Yeah. Actually, I'm gonna say something curious. I think Maul and Boba are interestingly in a category, in the same category at first. Of they looked really cool, but they actually didn't do that much when you come to think of it. I mean, Maul did a bit more by killing Qui-Gon, but but yeah, for a while until they got expanded upon, they were really just awesome-looking people in the movies that everyone liked because they looked cool, you know?
Right.
Yeah.
And then when they're like, oh, people like this character, we can do more with that.
Yeah.
And they did.
Yeah.
And I'm glad they did.
Alright, so number 2. I'm going to be probably getting really predictable now.
Yeah.
We're going with Darth Vader.
Ah.
Don't blame you.
Yeah.
Hater of sand.
I don't like sand.
Okay, so
I would like to redeem.
what? Actually, my thing is still open. If you did redeem it, if my streamer would pop up.
Good. You can keep talking.
Yeah. So, Vader. Okay, to a lot of people, Vader was their first Sith Lord. He is the Sith Lord to a lot of people.
Yeah.
He's got
Good reason.
a bloody, intimidating silhouette. Seems to really like choking people. I just really liked Vader's story overall. He's the original. Everyone saw him first. Palpatine, yeah, he was in the background for a bit. Oh, there it is. Coarse and rough and irritating.
When I get there.
Course, rough.
Yeah, so And here's the thing that was expand on a lot more, and you saw what happened to him on Mustafar, was basically that whole cool suit ended up being a prison. The fact they even expanded upon him and said, look, they could have fixed him better, but they didn't because it's painful, and they wanted to be uncomfortable in that damn suit.
Yeah.
And also, the suit also limited his power.
Yeah, it did.
Yeah.
And so Vader is this. He also Vader has a lot of very fun, intimidating scenes. I was really glad with that one. This is where I'm going to go briefly on the side of canon. Rogue One had a really good scene with him, and I loved it. Adored that scene. It's just him fucking slaughtering people.
Man, I just wish the rest of Rogue One was rememberable so that I could actually remember that scene, because I saw it in theaters.
Yeah. I mean, I remember it quite clearly. Like, I remember most of it.
Yeah, so I've also found Vader just an interesting thing to watch with the storyline, and you know how he basically... Also, Palpatine basically turned Anakin's love against him.
Yeah.
Also, watching his...
Yeah.
I know a lot of people give the prequel shit, but watching him slowly become Vader because he thinks he's the chosen one, and that actually kind of affects him in interesting ways. Yeah, it was pretty much foreshadowed. Especially,
I have the high ground, Anakin.
and then he lost to the high ground. And this is why he beat Obi-Wan the second time, because Obi-Wan was on an equal footing with him that time.
They were on level playing.
It's over, Anakin! I've got the high ground! You underestimate my fruit salad!
Also, I personally really adore Vader's scene with Luke. All of them are really fun. I do like how they drag it out for really long, though, when he decides to, save Luke in the end.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, Vader is just the Sith Lord to a lot of people, and I think he really holds up because of that. Also, the prequels expanded on it and made me like him more, and then the Clone Wars did it again. And then the Rebels also did it again. Man, Rebels...
I think Anakin's a little bit too much of a whiny bitch, but...
He is.
But that's kind of the point.
That's kind of the point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Being a whiny bitch is why he lost.
Yeah.
Now, it'll be interesting to see your number one, because my number two, it's actually a two-way tie between Darth Sidious and Darth Traya.
Ooh, alright.
Please tell me I didn't steal your second spot again.
Darth Sidious is my number one, so...
Maybe steal Darth, but the reason why Darth Sidious is on there... he's interesting they're both interesting in different ways. Darth Traya is this brilliant-minded woman who honestly hates the Force, but uses the Force as a poison and wants to try and break free of this so-called written destiny. Not to mention she has some great dialogue and dark wisdom about it. And the time where she just showed... You remember the second Mandalore, right? I mean, just that line where he says, "You've got some guts talking to me. Do you think your force powers, that Jedi whelp, will keep you safe from me?" She goes, "No, I expect you to follow your orders. Do you know where he went? That Mandalore? Why he left you like that?" He just says, "Do you know?" She's one of the few people who's actually made a Mandalorian feel fear. A Mandalorian.
No.
And just with words, with psychology. And of course, with her name, there must always be a Darth Traya, one who must always betray. But she did it, honestly, for reasons one could almost understand, even agree with. Whereas Darth Sidious, he's interesting just because of how friggin' evil he is. But that's just the way he feels is natural. And not to mention, he's just got some of the most fun scenes in any medium.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And, Ian McDiarmid, what a perfect cast.
Oh, yeah, Ian McDiarmid's the best.
Yeah. I mean, I always love Sidious. Alright, well...
And now, for you, Aurora. You're number two.
I have Exar Kun
Ooh.
Ooh, okay, that's a good.
Yeah.
Ah, yes, the first user of a double saber.
Yeah. Exar Kun was a Jedi Knight who fell to the dark side. He lusted for power, and he had the desire to get stronger, which his desire to become the most powerful Force wielder made him look for techniques that were forbidden or lost.
Yeah.
And I think he did kind of get what he wanted when he discovered Frida Nad's tomb and absorbed all of his knowledge before killing him. He then went to the temples of Yavin 4 to get more powerful and found that some Sith cults were just too powerful, so he killed them himself. He discovered a holocron that showed him secrets towards getting more power, and he was so good at convincing people, especially Jedi Padawans. He had this thing of convincing Jedi Padawans to kill their masters.
That is incredible.
He also dueled the Jedi Order's Grand Master at the time and killed him. And it took thousands of Jedi to imprison Kun in a temple. Because he separated his spirit and body.
God, I almost thought of a Simpsons joke for that.
Of course he did.
And then he killed someone again, which was the style at the time.
Which was
He had a lightsaber on his belt. That was the style at the time.
Yeah, I didn't really know much about Exar Kun.
So he basically had to be sealed away by thousands of Jedi because his spirit was too powerful.
Well, yeah, he went straight out on the power. He seemed to have gotten it.
Yeah, he power tripped hard.
Very hard.
All right. So Exar Kun.
I think Exar Kun would be great to have be a villain for a game or like.
Actually, I think that'd be a really good setting for a game. Actually, if you play as him, imagine, you know how in RPGs in general and stuff like that, you get more powerful. Considering his quest is getting more powerful, how cool would it be if you go from kind of weak to just going through the game and breaking everything? That'd be amazing. I thought
just get more power.
Become OP. That'd be an awesome setting for becoming OP, you know?
Yeah. And then have that power just come back and kick you in the face.
Yeah.
As you have to separate yourself, spirit from body, to try and survive, and then you end up getting sealed in a temple.
Yeah. Right. Well, shall we move on to the honourable mentions before we move to 1?
Yeah.
Do we have any honourable mentions?
I have only 2. It's not really much. It's mainly just Maul and Kreia, because for reasons already mentioned.
Right.
Also, actually, no, he became a Jedi later, so maybe I shouldn't.
What? Who?
Galen Marek.
Ah, yes, Starkiller.
Yeah, because
Yes. Starkiller goes from bad to good, I believe, at the end.
Although the what if story is really fun, where he just stays evil, he turns Luke and everything. And also, I like it how you start the Hoth mission, and within the first few minutes, he kills the commanding officer. He's like, our walkers are accidentally, making the cabbage walkers unstable. He's just like, well, you're dead now.
Then you have no use of me.
Yeah, it was a fun time. I just liked him because, it's Force Unleashed is an awesome game. Yeah. Anyway.
Yeah.
You got any honorables, Dave?
Of course, Darth Tyranus, aka Count Dooku, and Darth Krayt from the Star Wars comics Legacy, which tells the tale of over 100 years later, where we follow Cade Skywalker, a Jedi who became a pirate. That actually kind of sets up a lot, doesn't it?
Oh, I loved those times so much. They were such good stories.
They really were.
Yeah.
But I still don't get why a lot of people like to make Luke Skywalker's green lightsaber blue in those comics, but neither here nor there. But yeah, Cade Skywalker was a really good character.
He got bored with the color, obviously.
He was just bored of it, so...
And I don't think anyone's got anyone else?
No, I think we're good.
Alright, we'll go number one. And for me, it's all about the unlimited power. It's Palpatine! Darth Sidious himself. I love this guy so much. When I watch films and stuff, I watch it to be entertained. Palpatine is one of the most entertaining Sith Lords ever. He chews the scenery like a nutcase. I also, Ian McDiarmid, goddamn amazing actor. When in his Return of the Jedi appearance, he always relied more on facial expressions and everything, but then they got to expand upon him more, with him being more of a manipulator than what he was in Return of the Jedi. So he moved around more, he didn't have all the makeup on, so he looks relatively normal. Also in Clone Wars, they got to make his fighting style more interesting, because it did look a little weird because of the CG.
Yeah, CG was like newly developed at the time, so like, it's kind of hard for actors to get used to.
But go and watch Clone Wars where Darth Sidious fights the two Cybrog brothers, Darth Maul and I forgot the other guy's name.
Oh yeah, I know the guy. I mean, shit.
Yeah.
That's gonna want to say it. We'll remember it later. I'll put it in the description.
Yeah, and so when he fights them, I just love the way they animated it. He's a guy having fun, seemingly, but he also floats around.
He's playing around.
He's playing around. He's floating around. He sometimes just doesn't even bother blocking. He just dodges. Palpatine is...
He has power and he flaunts it. He's confident with himself.
Also, when he does Order 66 and he turns the hamness up to fucking 10,000, it's amazing. So fun to watch him. He also gets probably the funniest. He actually probably gets force pushed in the funniest way I've ever seen. I mean, Yoda pushes him into the chair and it's actually pretty goofy.
Yeah.
Oh, I dropped it.
That was kind of goofy. No.
It also helps that Ian McDiarmid is there. Palpatine has this moment where I just love his duel with Yoda. It's actually really goofy, but also kind of cool because Palpatine's won. He knows this and he's got on his face the whole time. Though he does show kind of comical shock when Yoda's about to own him in any way. Like when Yoda throws something at him, look at his face. I go, no, Yoda death scream, thank you. Yeah, look at the Sidious's face when Yoda throws stuff at him, or when he notices, oh shit, the Force Lightning's about to explode. Yeah. Yoda, Sidious also gets to do the awesome spin scream. It's I just want to watch Sidious in action, hamming it up all the time. It's so fun to watch when he's in full over-the-top Sith Lord mode. Yeah.
I hate to interrupt, but I just have to head off now because it's almost time
for
me to head off.
Thanks for coming, Red.
Alright, Red.
No worries.
Yeah, see you soon.
Alright,
see you later.
I look forward to listening back to this.
Yep.
Yeah.
Alright, bye.
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 Yeah.
So, yeah, Palpatine is there because of all the trickery he did. He came from Naboo, which I think actually adds to it more. He came from the usually peaceful Naboo, but went full arsehole.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so...
Most evil person from the most unexpected places.
Yeah, and so, just...
I also got to give it to him for turning Luke to the dark side for a short time.
Yeah. Briefly he did, and it's just, there's so much to Palpatine just being a scheming bastard. He actually looks pretty trustworthy with the way he acted. He was really nice to Anakin and everything, and whereas
That's just what makes it worse.
That's just classic psychopathic manipulation.
I know, and that's why it's so good. It works so well, because he used the Jedi's stupid way they treated Anakin against them. Yeah. So yeah, Palpatine, fun Sith Lord, realistically manipulates someone. I know plenty of manipulators like that. We all know manipulators like that who can do that sort of thing. Palpatine, of course, hams it up to the max, but yeah, that can happen IRL.
Yeah,
Oh,
I think the reason why Palpatine is so terrifying is because he's so realistic. Like, sure, you know, he's got the Force lightning and whatever, but, like, he is a master manipulator.
Yeah.
All he cares about is himself and how he can keep his power by manipulating other people.
He never even draws his lightsaber big time until after he wins.
Oh yeah, he already won. Like, he doesn't even really need to fight. He owns the whole playing field.
Yeah. Also, let's talk. I'm going to talk briefly about the memes. Palpatine has some really memeable lines, and I love it so much. And I know this meme is do it, kill him now. Also, to add to
he's a meme gold mine.
Oh yeah. Also, I know this line is meme to holy shit, but it is true. The "I am the Senate" line.
I am the Senate.
Literally, he just.
I mean, you are Supreme Chancellor.
Yeah, he basically manipulated them into He actually manipulated the Senate to the point where they gave him all the power and they had no power, basically.
Yeah, and Jar Jar helped with that.
Yeah, Jar Jar, you fucking idiot.
To be fair, he didn't know what was going to happen.
So, yeah, it's just, there's so much to Palpatine, which just makes him so fun to watch, so fun to read about. This guy is just great. Also, yeah, I gotta kind of admit, it's kind of interesting that, to me, when I look at it, Padme was actually probably Palpatine's biggest enemy in the Senate.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
And he took advantage of that too.
Yeah.
By trying to get her on his side to elect him as Supreme Chancellor.
Yeah, and she actually turned.
She succeeded in.
Yeah, and here's the curious thing: she actually turned against him in a way that Vader didn't until the end. Because think about it, because she started protesting against everything he did heavily after the Clone Wars started.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
She's like, look at the weird shit he's doing, and people are like, yeah, it's fine. He's the Supreme Chancellor. He knows what he's doing. It's like, yeah, that's exactly my concern.
All right. Anyway, enough about Palpameme from my end. It's your turn. Dave, what do you got?
I'm so damn typical, but damn it, I apologize for nothing. It's Darth Vader. The first Sith the whole world was introduced to.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, that's fair.
Yeah. But damn it, such a cool villain.
Clear.
We love
And
Darth
such
Vader
an
in this
interesting
household.
story.
Yes.
And he just throws everything for a loop. I mean, the great twist when he reveals the truth to Luke, just woof,
Hand
woof.
cuts off his hand.
Yeah, cuts off his hand. I do like it how he makes Luke look absolutely pathetic in that scene. It also builds on Luke's character as well, that he looks pathetic in that scene, you know?
Oh yeah.
Because he was pathetic in that scene. But
Yeah.
that just made it so he could get better.
Yeah.
Be strong.
Yeah. It was so good. And yeah, he went from being this cool bad guy to a really cool bad guy. But then just before the end of The Empire Strikes Back, a weird sense of grey in between the black and white. Then Return of the Jedi was Vader at his most ironically human. Especially with his conversation with Luke. That scene
Yeah.
where he says it's too late for me, that just wrecked me. That
I'm like,
wrecked
no. No.
Vader, to me, I've already talked a bit about him, but yeah, Vader isn't just a character at this point. He's an icon.
Yeah.
It's hard to have...
He is one of the major faces of Star Wars.
Yeah.
Like, you can't see Darth Vader's helmet without being like, that's Star Wars.
And when you say...
That's a Sith right there.
And when you say Sith, most people would go to Vader first, you know?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Incredibly awesome theme, has a fantastic story overall. Like, he came from nothing, less than nothing, slavery. And was actually a really good guy, and he actually wanted to do the right thing when he was a kid. But boy, did people manipulate the hell out of him.
Oh yeah, he was just thrown left to right into things he didn't understand. And the only one who was actually kind of, nice to him and, was Palpatine.
Yeah. Oh, and Qui-Gon, but...
And Qui-Gon, but then Qui-Gon died.
Yeah.
And Obi-Wan took him as an apprentice. Obi-Wan wasn't ready to teach.
No.
Especially someone that was hyped up as the chosen one.
Yeah.
Which would make Obi-Wan probably a lot more strict in how taught, simply because of this is the chosen one. He has to act a certain way. He has to be a certain way.
Yeah, let's be honest here. The chosen one mantle actually worked against Anakin in every way. Not just Anakin, but Obi-Wan as well.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And Obi-Wan being like, you are a brother to me. It's like, but you didn't really treat him like one. You treated him like he was still like a 9-year-old child most of the time.
Yeah.
Like, and I don't understand how Obi-Wan didn't notice Anakin and Padme. Like, that was obvious.
Yeah.
Perhaps he did know, but he just chose not to care or straight up ignore it.
Right. He's the chosen one. He'll be fine. He won't fall to it. He's like, sir, pay more attention to your Padawan.
Yeah. Alright, well, now for the last one. Aura, your number one.
My number one is also Palpatine.
Yeah.
Yay, Palpatine.
I am the number one.
It is 2-1 here. I'm sorry, Darth Vader.
It means nothing to me. Oh yeah, another thing about Darth Vader, James Earl Jones and David Prowse.
Yeah.
Booyah. Alright, so what are your personal reasons?
I do, like, for me, it's just, like, how, like, realistic Palpatine is. Like, if you look at politics, a lot of, like, the politicians are highly manipulative. They'll say things that they'll never actually do. They'll make promises that they'll fail to keep while doing something shady under the table. But Palpatine is a master manipulator. He knows how to get into people's heads, how to mess with them, how to get them in a favorable position for him. And that's something that I have experienced myself a few times with people. Which makes Palpatine to me so realistic. Because it can happen.
Yeah. What?
You could have the best thing going for you, and someone will come out and manipulate your emotions and completely destroy your future to their advantage.
Yeah. I agree with that. I just also want to point out something interesting, which is how Palpatine will even manipulate things further. When the Jedi thought about the Sith, like, you know, the Jedi past its prime in the prequels, that one.
Oh, yeah.
They thought they were going to fight the Sith on the open field of battle. Those fuckers weren't.
Oh, no, they did not.
Those fuckers were not ready for what Palpatine was doing at all.
No, they're like, the Sith will play fair. I'm like, it's the Sith. They're gonna play as dirty as they can.
Let's be honest here. Palpatine basically gave them what their image of a Sith Lord would be by giving them General Grievous.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Grievous was basically a signal of his lies. He's like, look, there's the evil separatists. Hate him. I have nothing to do with them. It's Grievous, you know?
Right.
And so yeah, I do like it how he manipulated the Jedi's own thing of where the Jedi thought, oh, it'll be like the old way, where we'll fight the Sith on the field of battle.
The Jedi at that period were very stuck in their traditionalist ways.
And Palpatine,
which was ultimately their undoing.
Yeah.
Oh, they were way too complex.
And that's what makes Palpatine so amazing. He's an incredible fighter. You see him kick the ass of almost every single one, except for like Mace Windu, basically.
Yeah. Like, he's on even fighting field with Yoda, like, even playing field right there.
But he doesn't use it until the end, and he's already won at that point.
At that point, it's basically useless for the Jedi to fight, because he's already got everything that he wants. He is now the leader of the Empire.
The only other time he used it is when he wanted to get rid of a rival, which was Darth Maul.
A rival!
Rivalry.
So yeah, we pretty much all love Sidious here. I know it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
Gotta have some Darth Sidious love.
Yeah. Anyway, we're gonna finish this up. Thanks everyone who came along to listen to us babble on about Sith. I'll be doing some more discussions like this soon. We're thinking of covering Jedi and then Starfighters later.
That'll be fun.
Whoa.
Please check out my channel more. I'm hoping to move more into doing pre-recorded content and just stream VODs soon, so I'm hoping to go over there. So also thanks Red for turning up when you watch this again. It was good to have you along.
My pleasure.
It really was.
Yep, and
It's always funny.
thank you, Dave, J.G. Doyle.
Don't hurt yourself.
Thanks, DarkTech.
And of course, staying your Aurora Fortuna.
I'm glad to be here.
Yeah. All right, well,
All right.
I'll see you guys later. You have a good one. Catch you next time. Enjoy your Star Wars month. Bye, guys.
Bye bye.
Bye for now.